Hey, welcome to the weekly vlog. I've missed you. I've spent the last week moving stuff into the studio, so I'm going to take you a quick tour around the studio again, because it's now full of stuff, but not completely full of stuff. Here we go, let me show you. So I now have these two IKEA tables. They're sort of a bit industrial, but I need nice surfaces. I'm always dumping stuff down on surfaces. So this is my pen plotting surface when I'm doing stuff with paper, and that one is my camera setup. So when I'm dumping things, I'm forever changing lenses and things like that. That all goes here. And then the paper storage, this is all paper storage, and this is all paper storage. And I might get some more shelves put in there. Right then, over here, this is my new table. I've got lots of planning here. The lighting setup, the auto cue setup, and then this overhead so I can get looking down views. And I've got my adjustable table, which goes up and then back down again, which is pretty useful, I guess. Anyway, so that's a standing desk, which is great. This here is the pen plotting area. The pen plotter is now in. Pen plotting really only does take up this table here. It's just that the back of it sticks out all the way here, and if I don't have this table here to stop me, I will walk into that thing and knock it all the time. So new shelves over there, new desk here. So this is current projects and stuff that needs to be processed. I'm going to be doing some Raspberry Pi stuff on here, and then books, just stuff there. That's the same as it always is. The corner there, I pop this desk here so I can, hold on, if I sit in my chair, I can be like, oh, I'm doing stuff on the computer, and then vroom, whiz round, and then, oh, I'm working out stuff on my desk. So this is my thinking desk. This is my doing desk, which means this over here, it looks like the library type of area. This is where my books are going to be. And it also kind of gives me, if I want to shoot videos, I can like shoot that way and have that background. This is all very nerdy stuff. And then I can also shoot that way and have that background. So that's pretty much it. Storage, 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 pen plotting, storage, projects, work, thinking, making videos. Oh, I will show you up. So I'm going to die by tripping over all these things down here. So this is a safety hazard. Let me just take you upstairs. There is one more thing to show you. So up here, just quickly, I don't think we came up here last time. Bathroom, a spare guest bedroom. Over here, pop the light on. This is the charging station where all the things charge. I need to have another table here. That's going to be the packaging station. And then here are these wire shelves, which is even more storage. So I can put stuff that doesn't look photogenic. Anyway, let me just flip this round. Yeah, stuff that doesn't look. I want to hide from the videos when I'm downstairs and I'm going, oh, here's my lovely studio. This is where all the junk gets hidden. So let me take you back downstairs. So there we go. That's a very quick studio tour. It's a bit of a shame to have all the stuff put in here, but you kind of, at some point, you have to sacrifice space for practicality. And I'm hoping by having all these things set up, like the video space, the pen plotting, all of these spaces set up, that I can do stuff a little bit quicker without thinking about it. But I'll talk about that in a moment. I used to do this thing called week notes over my website. Perhaps I should start doing that again. Dunno. Anyway, the idea was to capture a few of the things you had done over the week. So in the future, you could look back at it and go, oh yeah, I did that. It was popular among my freelancing friends because it helped with just, you know, remembering stuff, because it kind of all blurs into one thing after a while. It was one of those practices you keep doing to turn it into a habit, and then it becomes part of your normal routine. However, I dropped it recently, I think mainly because of stress. It felt like on the one hand I wasn't getting anything done, on the other I was just too busy. So I was too busy not getting anything done to actually have the time or anything to write about. And I think when you drop habits like that, it's sort of like a canary in the mine, like letting you know that something is up. I keep going back on how to get back into week notes and get into my life, but perhaps not how they used to be. I've been playing with putting what I'm planning on doing each day onto Twitter. Maybe as an accountability thing, and then these vlogs as well, although I don't think I'll have time to do them weekly, which we'll get into in just a moment. But I have been thinking about productivity, so here is a new segment which we'll do only once, called Dan's Current Thinking About Time and Project Management. There are three main things I'm trying to balance. 1, stop trying to do all the things. Focus on the most important ones. 2, 9 to 5 working. My job is now as a full-time artist. I'm very lucky that my days of trying to fit art into all the small little bits of the day here or there are over, for the moment at least. So everything into 8 hours a day. 3, trying to be productive in those 8 hours, making the most of them, fitting everything into that 9 to 5, and being like really efficient with it as well. So my 3 main things, and I've been thinking about this a bit, like should I try to get it down to just 1 thing or 2 things? But 3 things is where it's about settled. And those are the pen plotting stuff, the digital generative art, which is kind of the NFT stuff, but I want it to be more than just that. And then the YouTube videos, so this kind of thing, and the tutorials I have planned. When I was doing pen plotting originally, it was back when I was freelance working, and I was trying to split things 50-50, so 20 hours freelance, 20 hours my own work, with the idea of growing pen plotting into my full-time job. Part of this is when I finished university, which was an arts degree, I sort of had a choice between being an artist, where it was very hard to support yourself in the generative, physical, digital hybrid space, or there was this whole new thing called the World Wide Web, which was just kicking off, that offered, well, more cash. But I think I spent a lot of time regretting that decision, and in the last 5 years in particular, trying to get back to art, especially the physical stuff. So when the NFT stuff kicked off, on art blocks and promptly eclipsed the whole income from pen plotting, it kind of threw me for a loop, because I perceived it as being dragged back into that digital world that I just spent my time getting away from. And it made me worry that my motive for doing digital generative art stuff would be for doing it for the money, and to support the pen plotting side. Is that wrong? Is that right? Where does the soul of the creative artist live in that financial balance? Anyway, many months later and lots of talking with my therapist, thanks therapy, I'm kind of at peace with the balance between digital and physical, and also how I can bring them together. So that's the pen plotting half, and the generative digital art and print half, and then the idea of making YouTube tutorials about these 2 subjects and stuff like this, everyday life stuff, that's the other half. That's 3 halves. Meaning now we have the task of fitting those 3 main things into 9 to 5. Casey had a vlog about this, where he was using dominoes to represent each hour, and then what he did with those hours. And Mary Spender, and I'll put all these links below, had a vlog about his vlog. So I'm not going to go into all of that now, as you can just go watch those. But instead of cramming everything into 19 hours, which is kind of like what Casey did, I've got just 8, and they look something like this. And this is something called time block planning, which Cal Newport often talks about. It's a way of, instead of having just to-do lists, you actually plan your time, and that planning starts on Monday mornings. But I also have exercise, which is meditation, mindfulness, followed by a shower, and that is slotted in for the first hour of each day. That's for various reasons. And I think if I were going to push something out of this whole thing, it should probably be the exercise. Then I have an hour, this hour here, which is split in half between saying good morning on social media, Discords and Slack channels, and email and email admin. That's my narrow daily email wrangling. And then lunch goes here. And at the end of the day, this is another half and half blocks, which is a quick circuit around social media, and then with a shutdown routine, which again comes from Cal Newport's time blocking, which is where you take all the to-do lists and ideas and notes that all came to you during the day, and then you either turn them into action items for following days, or you store them somewhere in your ideas bank. Which leaves us with these 3-hour blocks here, and then these hours in the morning here, which is 19 hours to fit all these 3 things in. Now, also from Cal's book, Deep Work, there's the concept of shallow work, which is kind of your interruptible stuff. If you're in an office, that may be when you're walking around or having conversations, or a thing called office hours, where people know they can come in and they can ask you questions and talk to you, things like that. I mean, it is important stuff. Shallow work doesn't mean not important. Shallow work, making those connections with people, and going to museums, galleries, social media, it's all where a lot of ideas come from. Like the creative thinking often happens in shallow work. But then you also have deep work, which is where all these distractions are turned off, the office door is shut, whatever it takes just to get your mind on the task. For some people, this is these are the early risers, I get up at 5 a.m. and have everything done by 8 a.m. people. Whereas with other people, it's once like everybody's gone to bed and they have the time to themselves. For me, after many years of trying different things, the early things, the late thing, it turns out that 1 until 4 p.m. each day is my focus zone. And I can have a situation where I'm like, oh, tomorrow I've got to get this done. I've got the whole day to do it all. And I'll start picking at it in the morning. But it's not until 1 p.m. that the laser focus is then on it. At 4 p.m., it's gone. But those 3 hours are magical. So, one layout of the week could look like this. Shoot and edit video at the end of the day, digital here on Monday and on Wednesday, pen plotting on Tuesday, and in the mornings in the second half of the week. So in 40 hours, that's just 6 hours doing a single thing, because I have to accept all this other stuff does take time. You know, the social media, editing photos, writing captions, setting up the online shop, putting things in the post, they all take time, and you have to kind of account for it. If I focus on just, say, the digital stuff, I could be like, sure, I'm going to spend 40 hours a week working on my next NFT and then just keep knocking them out all the time without doing any of the other stuff that kind of supports it. But would that make me happy? No. Do I feel like I'm spending enough time on everything? Also, no. I worry I'm not working fast enough. I'm worrying that I'm not being consistently productive and producing new work. But I'm also worried about falling back into the old habits of letting it flow into family life and screwing up my work-life balance. And if my job is to be an artist, then I'm in it for the long term. It's not just NFT money grab, but it's also part of the continuing art practice that just keeps going through all the different hype cycles, and I think that this is the way to do it. Now, having said that, I am going to spend the weekend filling up these shelves from all the stuff from the old studio. And I'll be adding links below to the Cal Newport books if you want to find out more about that. So I think I rattled on for long enough, so that's probably it for this video. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. I'm quite excited because I'm close to 500 subscribers, and I believe at 500 subscribers you get to have some community tools, but that's a whole different thing. 500 is a really small number, but it's nice to have small numbers to aim for. Anyway, that's it. Thank you very much. I will see you again soon. Bye.